If someone truly loves you, these 4 signs will always be with you. Love after 60 feels different. It's quieter, steadier, and far more revealing than the kind we knew when we were younger. People fall in love fast, but staying in love, being loyal, being true, being consistent, that's rare. Someone can hold your hand today and disappear tomorrow. Someone can say, "I'll always be here," and vanish when you need them most. Someone can use the word love, but never show the meaning of it. So, how do you know if someone truly loves you after 60? Not by what they say, not by how sweet they speak, not by how romantic they act for a short time. Welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In today's video, I'll share 4 undeniable signs that someone truly loves you, no matter your age, no matter how many years have passed. Before we begin, make sure to like, share, and subscribe my channel for more reflections on love, relationships, and emotional wisdom after 60. Let's talk about the signs that don't fade, the ones that quietly prove when love is real and when it's not. Number 1. Consistency love that doesn't disappear when life gets quiet. After 60, love no longer hides behind grand gestures or poetic words. It reveals itself in rhythm, in the quiet consistency of someone who simply shows up. When a person truly loves you, their affection isn't dependent on the season, the mood, or the moment. It's steady. It's predictable in the best possible way. You don't have to guess if they'll call, wonder if they've changed, or walk on eggshells around their emotions. Their presence becomes a constant you can lean on, not a surprise you have to chase. Real love, at this stage, feels like exhaling that gentle release. After years of holding your breath, you no longer have to play roles, read between the lines, or guess what the other person truly feels. You can finally rest in the comfort of being seen, exactly as you are. The performance ends, and something softer begins: trust. The right person doesn't keep you guessing with mixed signals or sudden distance. Their love becomes a quiet rhythm you can rely on, something that doesn't shout but stays steady through the days. You start to notice the subtle things, how they check in just to hear your voice, how they remember the story you shared weeks ago, how their tone stays gentle even when they disagree. Those small acts speak more than any declaration of love could. True love doesn't wait for grand occasions to show up. It shows up in the everyday, in the way they listen when you talk about something ordinary, in the way they notice when you're tired and pour you tea without asking, in the way their presence feels like peace, not pressure. Real love at this age isn't about intensity anymore. It's about consistency. It's knowing that even on the quiet days, when life slows down and the world feels still, their care remains unchanged. That's how you know it's real. It doesn't demand attention. It gives it, quietly, faithfully, every single day. So if you find someone whose care feels stable, whose energy doesn't waver with time, hold on to that. Because true love doesn't rush in and out, it stays, even when the room goes silent. So next, we'll explore another unmistakable sign of real love: how emotional safety reveals more truth than passion ever could. Number 2. Emotional safety, where you can finally put down your guard. Love over 60 isn't about butterflies anymore. It's about peace. The real test of love is whether you can exhale around the person you're with. Emotional safety is what separates comfort from connection. It's that quiet knowing that you can share your truth, your fears, your flaws, your past, without being judged or dismissed. When someone truly loves you, you don't have to hide behind strength. You can be soft, messy, human. Carl Jung once said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. That thought fits perfectly here. In real love, especially in mature love, emotional safety becomes that quiet reaction. Two people meet not to complete each other, but to transform together. When you feel safe enough to be vulnerable, and he feels free enough to be honest, that's when love stops being feeling and becomes a kind of healing. The right person doesn't make you feel like your emotions are a burden. They don't rush to fix you or silence what hurts. Instead, they listen not to respond, but to understand. They give you space to speak, to stumble through your thoughts, and they meet that vulnerability with warmth, not discomfort. With them, you stop editing yourself. You no longer measure your words out of fear that honesty will cost you affection. And it works both ways. When love is truly safe, he opens up too, not because you ask him to, but because he finally feels he can. He begins to share the stories he never told anyone, the insecurities he's hidden for years, the quiet fears that come with aging and loss. You start to see not the version he shows the world, but the man underneath, tender, uncertain, hopeful. The walls that took decades to build begin to crumble, not from passion or pressure, but from the gentleness of trust. That's what mature love looks like. Two people who've learned that real intimacy doesn't need intensity to feel alive. It needs honesty to feel safe. The connection deepens not through grand gestures, but through the courage to be known, completely and imperfectly. Have you ever felt that kind of safety with someone? The peace that makes you open up without fear of being judged? Tell me in the comments. Your story might help someone realize that love after 60 isn't about finding excitement again. It's about finally finding rest. At this stage of life, emotional safety is more romantic than roses. It's the look that says, you don't have to perform here. You're home. Because real love doesn't make you walk on eggshells. It lets you walk barefoot, free, grounded, and unafraid. And once two people reach that level of honesty, something beautiful happens next. They learn how to love without losing themselves. The balance between closeness and independence. Number 3. Balance love that lets you be close without losing yourself. One of the most beautiful lessons about love after 60 is this. The healthiest relationships are the ones that give you space to breathe. When you've lived through decades of commitments, heartbreaks, and compromises, you begin to understand that love doesn't have to mean losing yourself to someone. The best kind of love is one where both people stand strong as individuals, yet choose to walk side by side. When someone truly loves you, they don't try to control your world, they support it. They celebrate your routines, your hobbies, your solitude, the things that make you who you are. They don't see your independence as distance, but as depth. You can spend an afternoon apart and still feel connected. You can sit in silence together and feel closer than words could ever make you. This balance isn't effortless. It's intentional. It takes maturity to love without possession, to care without clinging. But when two people have both lived long enough to know the weight of loneliness and the cost of control, they start to cherish something softer, freedom within closeness. I remember a couple from my community, Arthur and Marie, married for over 30 years, yet they still spent every Thursday pursuing their own passions. He went fishing, she painted by the lake. Someone once asked them how they kept their marriage alive. Marie smiled and said, "We never tried to fit into each other's worlds. We just learned to visit them with kindness." That stayed with me, because love, when it's real, doesn't demand fusion. It offers respect. In your 60s and beyond, this kind of love feels like balance. You know who you are, you know what you need, and you finally find someone who doesn't ask you to shrink. You walk beside each other, not in competition, not in dependency, but in harmony. And that harmony becomes the rhythm of the relationship. When love allows both hearts to stay whole, it has room to grow because no one is shrinking to make the other comfortable. It's the kind of connection that doesn't drain you, it nourishes you. You're not walking on eggshells or trying to please. You're simply being, and that's enough. You feel seen without being possessed, cared for without being controlled. That's why love like this lasts. It's not built on fear of losing someone, but on gratitude for being able to walk beside them. You stop trying to mold each other and start admiring what makes you both unique. Every shared moment becomes a choice, not an obligation. And in that kind of companionship, there's peace, not the quiet of boredom, but the calm of understanding. It's the feeling of knowing that no matter how life shifts, this person won't try to cage your freedom. They'll protect it because they know it's part of what makes you, you. Have you ever experienced that kind of balance where being loved didn't mean being confined, but being understood? Because once two people learn to love with freedom and respect, the next truth reveals itself naturally, the kind of love that endures through time, loyalty that doesn't fade, even when the years grow heavy. Number 4, loyalty. The quiet proof that love still chooses you every day. Loyalty becomes the deepest language of love at this stage in life. It's no longer about grand promises or dramatic declarations. It's about someone who stays, not because they have to, but because they want to. When a person truly loves you, their loyalty shows up in the smallest moments, often without words. It's in how they protect your peace, keep your confidences, and think of you even when you're not around. After 60, loyalty feels different. It's quieter, steadier, and far more meaningful than it ever was before. It's waking up to a message that says, "I was thinking of you." It's the hand that reaches for yours during silence. It's the look across the table that says, "I'm here. We're okay." It's someone remembering what hurts you and never using it against you. These aren't acts of habit, they're acts of choice. Every single one says, "I'm still choosing you." Loyalty is also trust's quiet twin. It's not limited to the promise of faithfulness. It's the deeper knowing that when life gets heavy, that person won't retreat. It's waking up to the same steady presence day after day, even when words are few and the world feels uncertain. That kind of loyalty becomes a gentle foundation you can rest on without anxiety, without fear. There's a peace in knowing you can be fully yourself, tired, flawed, vulnerable, and still be met with warmth instead of judgment. That stability wraps around the relationship like a soft shield, protecting it from the noise of doubt. It's not dramatic or loud. It's quiet, dependable, and deeply human. When you experience this kind of loyalty, something inside you relaxes. You stop scanning for signs of distance or change. You stop wondering if you're too much or not enough. Instead, you begin to trust that love can be both imperfect and unwavering. If this video spoke to your heart, if it reminded you that love after 60 still has the power to stay, to heal, and to grow, please like this video. Every click, every bit of support helps me keep creating and sharing these reflections on love, trust, and connection in the later chapters of life. When someone's love remains steady through change, through silence, through the ordinary days that most people forget, you begin to understand what forever really means. It's not about time, it's about presence. Because in the end, that's how you know it's real. When love stops being a feeling and becomes a promise, quietly kept, day after day. True love after 60 doesn't need to prove itself anymore. It shows itself through 4 quiet truths: consistency, emotional safety, balance, and loyalty. Together, they form a love that's no longer about excitement or perfection, but about peace and presence. You'll know it's real when you stop doubting, when care replaces confusion, when silence feels comforting, not distant, when you're both free to be yourselves and still choose each other every single day. Because love in this chapter of life isn't loud, it's steady. It doesn't demand attention. It offers stability. Don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support helps me continue sharing these reflections on love, trust, and connection. After 60 messages the world could always use a little more of. And I'm Vernon. Thank you for watching my video till now, and see you next time.